We are live right now. We are
Oh,
100% live.
wonderful. Hey, good to see you again, buddy.
Good to see my low IQ puller friend.
Well, not all of us. Hey, do you know the story with that?
No.
Okay, because I heard he like won some award. Do you know, you just spent time with him? Kurdetcha.
Akurdecha. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Didn't you just hang out at his house?
Yes, yes, I did. A little bit,
Does he have the award like up on his wall?
yeah. No, I wasn't in his house, but probably he brings it along with. Listen, he said is like because Hermes was texting him, what's his next match, and he says like sends D, and I was like, I look at it and I was like, I didn't know it's you, and he's like, you know who I'm pulling, and I was like, okay maybe, and I'm starting to think, is it Daddy Kian one more time, and then like few days I go back, it's like Devon. I was like, oh right, that's
It was probably right around that time. We just found out not too long ago. Big jump. Big jump. Right up to number 4. I think he should be ranked probably 5th or something, but it's a good jump for my left. Let's check this out, Ray. Okay, knuckles are right together.
oh that's a big difference,
That is a big difference, isn't it?
really big difference.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same.
And this is my right. That's what 6 years of pumpkin training does. Right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Like my right hand is just, but listen, I think it's going to be very interesting because I don't know where my left is at right now. And anyways, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I think I'm gonna got a few weeks. I'm old as fuck, Ray. You have no idea what it's like to be 50. Oh, I'm getting that a little bit again. But like when you're 50, all you think about is pecs and glutes, man.
Pecs and glutes, man. Yeah. Ooh. Listen, we're gonna talk about all about pecs and glutes. You
Yeah.
know. So I heard that to do like a really good interviews, you have to prepare. You know. So
Oh yeah.
I wrote a book. Let's see if we can go through a few of these pages. You know. Let's
Well.
start with Virginia.
Oh
So
yeah.
I made a video because people asked me and they sent me the video, and afterwards, like the main ref, the down ref, the guys that pulling everyone, like they send me messages explaining because I still like I watched the whole thing and I didn't understand it because you gave up to some other guy, and with right
No,
arm
no, it was him.
it was him. Okay,
Yeah.
so with right arm that was like the first final, and he got the foul, but it looks like he won, right? He got a
No, he
foul.
got a foul. So I did the same thing on both sides of the tournament. When I ran into what I thought was the best guy in the class, I laid down to him, and then I came up the B side, and in the right hand we went first. Right hand was a guy called Shane Owens. It was awesome. I'll tell you, the whole tournament was so cool, Ray. I had so much fun. I would do that at every single opportunity. Like I would go to a tournament on the weekend, and I would just pull for training. Like if I could do it, I would do it every single weekend of my life. What an awesome event! What a big party! Virginia was super cool. Met a ton of cool people. Um, just loved it. But yeah, right hand, I had Shane Owens, real good. Left hand, right, this young guy, Logan
Bidding. So
Bittinger. Yeah, yeah. And, you know,
is he
I
number
pulled him
one
on,
North American right now? Left arm is what's
I think
going
he
on?
is. He's got to be. So, so I pulled him on the right first, and he's good. He was good.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my left is better, and I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. But um, he's 23 years old. He's been pulling like a year and 8 months. He's awesome. He's awesome. I went in there a little bit cocky and arrogant, and I figured I'll kind of just, stop him. And dude straight up blasted me. And I'm like, oh my God. He's real. He hit me way better than I expected. Like out of position, like I thought I was gonna stop it in a certain place, and it just kind of went a bit further. Like he's great. He's great, and hats off to him. And I've already talked to the promoters, and if they want me to go down there and have a one-on-one with them, whatever. But hey, I'm gonna watch this kid now.
Yeah.
He's good, like less than 2 years in the sport, and he's super explosive. And there were a lot of good people there. Anyways, I really enjoyed the day. I do it every single weekend, man. I hit a tournament and just
I know, I know. I thought that like I said, as soon as probably you landed, you start arm wrestling, and you never stopped arm
I
wrestling.
did, yeah. I pulled the night before, so I'm pulling a lot right now, but I pulled the night before. I'm doing a lot of two-hand work, and I was pulling pretty much the whole time, but it was right hand. So I was doing right hand before the left hand event. So I can't use that as an excuse for like I was pulling on my left before. Um, he's great, man. Like really, uh, maybe we should put some money on it.
I saw he's like I told him like I made a comment. I said like, listen, man, like this is your big moment, right? Capitalize on your big moment, right? Um, not every day you get an opportunity to pull a sneaky one on Devon, in my opinion. You know.
I wish I could do it more often.
Yeah.
I really remember like it's so much fun. Um, really like having Auden and Milo, and if there's opportunities for us to go to tournaments, I'll go. And if I'm allowed to enter the class, I'll do it. Just like whatever. I just enjoy arm wrestling, and um, I view it a little bit differently now. You know, um, there's matches that really, really matter, and then don't get me wrong, like going to a tournament table where there's a ready go. I treat that much differently than a practice,
Mhm.
but I want that in my training, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When someone really wants to beat you on the go, right?
Right.
Because there's a difference when we just practice and
Way
pull, right?
different. Way
Like you
different.
want to win, you never want to give up, but there's no real incentive, right? And
Right. Yeah. And with the ready go, I want that more in my training. Like I want to be doing that type because we practice organized 4 nights a week in Ottawa. Like, and then if I can hit an event on Saturday, I think that just rounds out my tournament week or training week wonderfully. But yeah.
man, you should become an airplane mechanic, just so you can
Right.
fly around.
Hey, he solved the equation wonderfully.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah. He
Yeah.
was he was like really good. He's like, I'll pick this so I can do this, right? And literally, John pulled almost every single weekend, right? Every 1, 2
It's
weeks.
brilliant. I mean, you can't get better training. You can't have more fun.
Yeah.
Super matches are really cool. Like, I mean, really, you want to see how two guys fare between each
There's a
other.
big downtime, right? There's a sometimes too big of a downtime.
Way too big.
Yeah, and in arm wrestling, we're very used to just pulling like, I would say like if there's tournaments 6 times in a year, like good tournaments, you're gonna compete in all of them, right? Even
Yeah.
more. I have pulled more. You have pulled more, right?
Yeah. I'd pull, like, if I could do low level tournaments every weekend, I would do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
52 a year.
just leave few out, you know.
Yeah. A couple here and there.
Um, how is Auden doing?
Really good. Really good. Um, he's actually fasting right now. He's on a 3-day fast. So he's on day 2 of a 3-day fast.
What is it, 95 kilo class?
I don't think so. I think he's just doing it. I mean, he's grown up seeing fasting in this house so much. I just think he's very well aware that there's something there. There's something in this fasting thing that his mother does, and he sees me do on occasion. And I think he's trying to figure it out a little bit. But yeah, so he's playing with that, um, training like crazy, and really a lot of this thing that I'm talking about with the tournaments and going at all the time. It's
Mhm.
inspired by me having kids that want to arm wrestle, and I just know that it's super good for them.
Yeah.
The more tournaments I can expose them to, the more times they get like that level. Perfect,
Mhm.
perfect. Like a regional kind of gathering. A lot of good dudes. In arm wrestling, you can't go far
Mhm.
You can't go far and not find really, really good arm wrestlers. You know, the guy's been arm wrestling 20 years, 25 years, but not pulling it east versus west, not pulling like, but really, really good. And
Yeah, in a tournament, everything can happen in a tournament, right?
yes. And it's
Yeah.
great training for guys. Like for me too, like for anybody. Like people say, like, there's this saying that you hear a lot in the arm wrestling elite community. You hear it a lot, like guys say, "I know how to arm wrestle. I'm just going to get strong," and I feel that just massively goes against everything that the sport is about. Really, like, while yes, it is good to get strong, absolutely is good to get strong, but if you really want to go further in the sport, I feel like you just got to dial in harder, invest harder, learn the lessons of the sport more. Like if I go to a tournament and compete and get a full tournament experience, or I spent that day going to the gym, I know which one's going to make me better.
Hmm. I've been saying this for years. Like, I think that there's a trend, right? Super matches is a trend, but people
Yeah,
forget that tournaments is the best builder because doesn't matter who you are. If you go to tough enough tournaments or you're tired enough, you might encounter something you were not prepared for, right? And it will make you better. Like if you don't get injured, it's gonna make you better. You might find some weaknesses or something, right? Because if everyone puts you in some position, you have to work out from that position. Well, okay, there's a hole, that needs to be worked on.
I think also that things come in cycles, and it's part of the growth of the sport.
Yes.
Like I think that when you're looking at champions, the best in provincial, national, uh, Europeans, worlds. This stuff is nice to find out with a super match. But the thing is now is just RMS is growing so much, so much. Like I don't know about how it is in Latvia, but in Canada, in North America, there's so many clubs, there's so many people, there's so many young guys who just they want to fight the same way that we do. They want to feel that arm wrestling experience. They want to get out and they want to, and tournaments are awesome for that. Like the tournament scene should just be growing more and more to meet the demand of all the regional dudes who are coming up, and there's lots of them, lots of them.
Of course, there's more people get involved, more talent gonna rise to the top, right? That's always like this, you know. But
Yeah,
it's.
yeah.
I saw that David Lade was also there, right?
Uh, North America's number one amateur at 220. Dude is a bit of a cyborg, really. What a human being.
Magician.
This guy is so smart. Like I remember when I met, well, I shouldn't say met, when I heard of David Lade. When I heard of David Lade, I was like, wow, incredible aesthetic. What a beautiful human being, what a perfectly shaped person, like what an athlete. He's super smart. His intelligence is, I think, maybe more impressive. He's super smart, this guy. And yeah, to see he likes arm wrestling, that's incredible. He was very professional in the event. Like he handled it really well. Like
Yeah.
he won, I'd say, easily in the amateur division. Quite truthfully, I'd like to see him stay there for a year, like everybody should. I think your first year, I think he should just clean up as many amateur tournaments as he can.
Get
If
experience and then
yeah, if you
slowly
really
go to
like,
the
if
next
you
ranking.
yeah, like it's one thing. I understand, like a lot of people with their social media, they make pit stops. They make a pit stop, and that's cool. That's cool, absolutely. But if he really wanted to do himself a favor, he'd be going to every single fair for this first year and take advantage of the amateur experience. While he is an amateur, he's just probably the most gifted amateur that we've seen in a bit.
Hmm. Yeah, we were in Atlantic City. It was middle of night, right? We're just hanging out, and then Auden comes. And he's like, "This is my friend David." And I say hi, and I don't recognize him instantly. And then he's like, showed me some magic trick. We're like, "Wow!" And he
Yeah,
sits down, and I'm like, "I seen you somewhere. Like I can't figure it out." And
yeah,
next day, I was like, "Tina, I remember who that is."
yeah, yeah.
It's really awesome that like he's also very quiet about this, which I really like. He's not really like he goes the slow road, but like he trains with you with Auden. I see him, when posture wise, he looks too perfect. As like the postures when you chest forward, arm wrestling is a little bit dirty, right?
Right.
So he will kind of needs to make a little bit that
Yeah.
transition. But I watched him in a tournament and he looked really good.
Yeah. Very good. Very
Yeah.
good. He picked up onto the whole top roll thing really quick. So yeah, good base technician, good instincts. Yeah, I hope he sticks with it. Be great.
What's with Juji? What's with Juji?
Juji is having fun, being able to do flips as a 40-year-old. As a massive 40-year-old.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah. Did you see? He came and did some training. Like,
Yes.
yeah, he had a match with Milo on the right and the left. That was a ton of fun. So cool for me to have my kids arm wrestle Juji. I think that's super fun. Yeah, really just enjoyed it. It was quick. He was up here for his buddy Antoine, and it worked out so that we had a day together. And yeah, we just spent the day. He came over to the house and just hung out with us, did some training, then we had a great club night. But he, I told him, I'm like, whatever, buddy. Like, I mean, if he wants a match, he can have a match. I think arm wrestling for Juji is something he's always going to have his fingers in a little bit. And I won't be surprised if he had his match, but I think he's got enough respect for it that he's not like just knowing that he can.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm sure he's going to float around, but there's no match.
Issues, right? He had some elbow problems,
He did. His elbows would bug him when he'd pull a lot at the beginning. Now, who knows how that progresses, and who knows what he thinks about, because he just had this, I'd say, pretty awesome experience with us. Like, he had this day where he came up and he trained, and he had some real fun in the club, I think. So we'll see. We'll see what he takes from that. Maybe he'll jump back in and have some more fun with us. Yeah.
Did he try to teach you how to do a backflip?
Ray, I gotta tell you, I've been traveling so much these days. My back.
Did you jump on a trampoline?
Yeah, I jump on the trampoline, but I jumped on the trampoline with Milo. You want to see the funniest video? Really funny. Go over to Milo's channel.
Okay.
And watch Milo try and get a backflip on the trampoline. It's the funniest stuff. Milo did end up getting it eventually, but he's out there with Juji and he's got some like mental block. Juji did do backflips. Yeah, he was here backflipping it up, but yeah, no, I'm trying to get my back working, so I'm on the trampoline actually just a tiny bit.
Yeah. After match with Corey West, did you took some time off, like from just for the mind, for everything? You went to Mexico, right? With OHH.
I feel like I took time off after Gennady straight through. I love Corey. We went to Mexico. It was great. Went there with the High Hooker squad. Got to relax. Had my birthday down there. Got to share it with a lot of people who were really close to me. Had a crazy night in Cocobongo. That was nuts.
You went clubbing with Robert Baxter, right?
Yes. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
I thought it was amazing. Listen, one of my favorite things I saw was you and Robert after the cold plunge. You're saying people, because you can't get rid of the shakes, right?
Oh no. We were shivering for probably over an hour.
It's insane. Yeah.
I think that was probably medically, borderline what we did. Like I remember, like, I didn't want to do it. I don't like the cold water. I don't do that stuff ever. But I love Robert, and Robert, like, Robert's a badass, so he wants to do something. I'm all game, and we jump in, and he's just so relaxed about the whole thing. You know, like he's not even shaking this guy. I'm like, this is gonna be terrible. So right away, so I'm like, okay, obviously I can't quit. Like I'm
Yeah.
either gonna die. I'm either gonna die in this tub, or because I'm like, I know Robert's not gonna quit. So I remember Neil comes over and I'm like, as I'm shivering like crazy, I'm like, I think we'll probably end up getting out around 45 or 50 minutes. I think that's about where the body's going to start to fail. Uh, and I think I told him that right around the 10-minute mark. So, yeah, it was real cold, real cold. It was, I lost like 5 or 6 pounds just like that in that tub.
Really? Really?
Yeah, when you think
Body
about
was burning
how
to keep you warm, right? Probably.
Yeah. When you think about how much temperature change, how
Yeah,
much calories that equates to, it was about 5 or 6 pounds instantly.
yeah.
I lost. Yeah.
So,
Pretty wild,
so,
man. It's
so
pretty
better
wild.
cut to 105 than a cold plunge, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the long-term implications of a cold plunge like that are, but whatever, man.
I
Something
think
I've
you
lived
might
through now.
overdo it a little bit. But like Robert's a beast. Like Robert
Yeah,
was,
Robert's an absolute beast.
yeah,
Robert, um, I've known Robert a long time. Always thought Robert was super cool. But, working with him now, what I'm seeing really that I'm learning about Robert is kind of a few things. Like I've always known he's a super kick-ass guy, but he is the most patient dude I think I've met. His patience is very, very high. His ability to just wait for the right thing to kind of unfold, very high.
yeah.
And his ability to make people work together is really strangely amazing, you know. But I think the cold plunge is I don't know. I never want to meet him there again. Never, because I think you'll kill me in that water.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I like the video, but I felt the pain. I was watching your face and after
yeah,
the shivers, because it's like I've been in cold, but not that crazy long, because we
yeah,
do it like in a lake in the middle of like minus 26 Celsius. Like that's the coldest I've been. I sit in there for like 5 minutes or something, get out, and then you get to new. But still, when the shivers hit, like it's very hard to stop, right? You can't
yeah.
just, yeah, body's just like doesn't want to stop at all. Um,
Oh,
so Alex Kurdecha or Corey West, in your own opinion, which is more dangerous for you?
Kardashian.
Kurdecha.
Yeah.
You see him as more versatile?
Um, the versatility isn't so much the issue for me. It's not really the versatility. He can do moves. I mean, I think Corey West can arm wrestle in a lot of ways really good. Probably most of the ways that Alex can. I just think Alex has got a way better top roll, and probably a better hand and wrist. So, the arm and the pressing capability might not be too far off, might not be, but I think where Kardashian makes up in his explosiveness through the top roll, his hand, yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's the main weapon that Alex Kardashian has is a really good top roll and like a ridiculously high IQ. That's gonna be a problem for me, as a guy. Like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to figure it out. Like I think that he's gonna like dumbfound me on the table, and I'm gonna be left with no answers. Like
That's interesting.
he's just, I think he's just super, super smart. And he's gonna pick me apart maybe with his IQ. What is his IQ?
I
Do
didn't
you
ask.
know?
Like I learned about that afterwards, so I didn't. I was like, I
Hello,
don't.
upstairs.
Have you played chess with him? Have you played chess with him?
Oh, I think I'd be scared too. Milo, I'm on a live. What's up? Do you need something? Okay. All right. I'll see you before I go. Yeah. Yeah. I've heard unsubstantiated two things that I'm extremely curious about because I like to know my opponent, right? Like I know Alex. I know him pretty good. He's been here. He's been at my house. He's partied with the high hookers.
Mm-hmm.
I know all sorts of things about odds. I just like to know more. And 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 I heard that the university that he went to gave him a prize for having the highest IQ that has ever come through their university. You hear that?
I don't know, but
Is
he
that-
is an intelligent guy. He is a very intelligent
No, I
guy.
know. I
I
know.
can't
So I'm just
say that.
so I need to know details. I need to know stats, analytics.
I will. I'll be on top of this. Okay, Alex.
Because I heard, no shit, like it's inflated to some ridiculous number now, because I'm so curious. But I heard like 156 or something like that, which is completely
Which, like, listen, I remember that Bowen said and RVJ both have
right.
easy high IQs, right? You remember
And who
that
would doubt
day?
that number? And who would doubt those guys?
That is true. That is true. Yeah. Well, how do you beat Alex? How do you see the match? Your perfect scenario.
I mean, I think I'm just too big and strong,
Too
right?
big and strong.
Too big and strong,
Mhm.
and I think I'd just probably throw him into a hook without the straps, just punch in.
Do the deacon.
Yeah, just like Daddy Can did.
Yeah. You can also, when you do the move, you can say it. Like Hadouken. You do the deacon.
The Deacon. The Deacon. Man, did you see the Deacon fucking rip off Georgie's arm?
Insane. Insane.
That is pretty insane.
And like Georgie told me, it's a bicep and it's a flexor. So it's like two.
So he ripped two things off.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And it looks
Hey,
like
Rabbit.
really bad, really bad, really
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
But
So
I think, quite honestly, about Alex, I think everybody's seen the videos. Everybody's aware that we've pulled a lot on the side table. He has really beat me up. That's not like I've tried and I have failed. Okay. I've failed on 3 occasions. After I pulled Levon, went to gym in Dubai. He came over after Levon, and he was here in Canada during the summer sometime. Another time after I pulled Levon. And none of those went well for me.
mm,
But somehow everybody still thinks they're going to win. Why is that?
I don't know, Devon.
Because of my low IQ, I think. My
I
low.
think so. You are low IQ, out of competition puller.
I'm excited. And all I'm going to do, buddy, is take care of my spinal health and arm wrestle like crazy. And I know that that's against everybody's recommendations. Everybody who talks to me says, Devon. I promise you, I care a lot. I promise you. And this is my best prescription I've come up with. My arm wrestling practice doesn't look the same even as when you last saw it. Doesn't look the same. It looks different. Yeah. I'm back on like super hard 2-hand work. So I go to practice. I like kind of warm up for a while. Like I do 1-hand work for a while. And then as soon as I'm kind of able, I'll do 2-hand work where guys will hold me and I will just red line. It's very hard. It's super, super hard work for me. And then once I'm kind of exhausted from doing that, like as many times as I'm able, then I'll kind of maybe do a little bit of 1-hand work just to cool down and, just do volume. And then that'll be it. And that's all I do in a day right now.
No
Just
lifting? No lifting now? No.
not even specifics. And I know that there's a lot of, this is what I've done for 2 weeks. And Ray, I'm a guy, I change things on the fly. Like, I'm going to adjust to what I feel. And there's things in there like travel and, trips and stuff that you always have to adjust to. But I came to this conclusion actually on the day that I was here with Juji. We did a workout and then we went to practice, and I'm like, I don't want anything to take away. I don't want any single thing to take away from how hard I can push in a practice.
Mm.
And I thought that the workout that I did earlier that day had an impact. So I'm like, why am I doing that? I have access to this. Why am I doing that? So that's when I decided to cut. And now, like, I'll just do warm-ups in the day. I'll warm up my body, I'll dance around, I'll move around. But I'm not training with weights. I'm not doing arm wrestling stuff. We'll see. We will see.
I feel like the trend of everyone pulling with two arms is incoming. It's going to happen very, very soon. Uh, I
It's
about
yeah. I think that the whole key to the two arm pulling thing is you have to have cool teammates. You have to have cool teammates. I've done two hand pulling work in the past and it hasn't worked well because people beat me. People beat me with two hands. That's actually not what I'm really looking for. I'm actually looking for an opportunity to fail, right? Like, I'm actually looking for the guy who's so awesome he can hold me and I can do as hard as I want. And then I'm like, I can't no more. That's what I'm looking for. Not the person who's going to beat me. That's not like, that's cool, but I mean, that's not the optimal thing for
yeah,
me. I need to
yeah,
be held too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Um, I wanted to ask you about like when you did the singles and everything. Um, I watched a podcast with Pavel Tsaulin. Do you know him?
Is he the Bulgarian guy?
No, I think he might be the Russian guy. Like he proponent of kettlebells and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
And he
It's
talked.
not jumping out at me, but
Okay, because he talked about it, and I was just listening to the podcast, and I thought like this is really interesting because this is very similar to what you do.
right.
So he has this workout type called greasing the groove,
Right.
and it's during the day you will have small workouts. Whenever you have
Yeah.
an opportunity, you go for a workout. It's 75, 85%. You do
Yeah.
like 1 to 4 reps, like
Yeah.
with some effort, and it really helps with building your system. Like if you work with just one weight and you don't change the weight,
Right.
eventually your body needs less to move that weight.
Right.
Because I was thinking like, and there's a version of it like you take 10-minute breaks and you kind of combine multiple exercises into it, and that's literally what you were doing. And I
Yep.
thought maybe you were inspired by that, like, or some.
I uh I just think about investment, adaptation. I work off of the very, very simple premise that whatever you do, you kind of adapt to. Like,
Mhm.
whatever stimulus, whatever you're doing, your body is kind of going to move that way. So I think that you just want your stimulus to be as accurate as possible for the task you're trying to achieve. And I just found that those heavy singles were very in line with what's required for victory on the arm wrestling table. So that's why I kind of moved there. And then if you combine that idea with never failing, which is, I think, a very important idea when you think of volume over time. Um, yeah, it just seemed a good fit
Mhm.
combined with the arm wrestling specifics, and I think it worked. I think it worked well. I played with more volume, less volume. Um, I found more volume to be a little bit better, um, but the thing is where I am from there is just more specificity. Even like, you, it's the same kind of discussion we were having earlier about the tournaments and you know if you've been arm wrestling for so long and I don't need to learn how to arm wrestle. Well, I just think that I get a better workout for arm wrestling on the arm wrestling table exactly than with my weight stack. You know, yeah,
But I think you can always like, and I think those workouts definitely added strength that would be much harder to add on those specific movements just by practicing. because practice can be dirty. Someone can just like depend. Like if someone holds you or does something, them just changing this changes direction of the force, right? So I think there's you can do both, and I think like you said, you mix it up and you go through the cycles. Like for some time you can do this, and then you will feel like I need some weights, right, or something.
It's pretty much an investment strategy that you'd see from like a hedge fund. You know, you got 50% here, but sometimes crypto's hot, and you turn into a day trader, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna do this for this one. It just everything feels right. And if you've been arm wrestling a long time, you kind of start to know what your body needs. You know, sometimes you're like, I just need to get stronger, and you spend time in the gym. Sometimes you're like, I'm all fucked up. I just need to do some yoga. So, table time, buddy.
Is how bad is your back right now?
It's fine. It's fine. I'll be fine. I
You'll
just
be fine.
I wanted to be perfect. You know, I don't. I do have a little issue with. I think it's because I got too fat. Quite honestly, like, you know, I think putting on 70 pounds in like a few months probably wasn't the best move for my back. You know, so you know, I kind of have to fix my guts and my back and
You're just walking experiment. I feel like.
I think you have to be willing to be at the front, right? I think you have to be willing to be the number one guy in the door if you're going to be a fighter, you know? Like,
A canary in a mine.
see my hands right? You see that shit? They're
See.
right next to each other. They're right next to each other.
Um, King of Table 14. If you have to show to someone that has never seen an arm wrestling match, which one of the matches you show? Which one, like you think, oh, this
Well,
was
it
clear
sure as
representation.
fuck wouldn't have been Rustum and Uncle Todd Hutchings. It sure wouldn't be that one. Let me think. You know, Noogle and Matt Mask is crazy, but it wouldn't be that one because too one-sided. Crazy it is. Like, you know what? I'd like to show just to see how crazy Noogle is. I'll be able to look at this thing. Michael Todd Vitale was really good. I have massive issues with the reffing. Massive. I have massive reffing issues.
Let's talk about rules a little bit later. I will touch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Sagoff and Gennady, that was an absolute blowout. I couldn't believe it. Shocked. The lightweight fight, Makarov
and Prokopchuk.
That was, you know what? That was quite nice. I really like that. Makarov's just too freaky. I don't think Daniel did a thing wrong. I think he pulled awesome. Just Makarov's arm is like He-Man.
Yeah.
Let me see. Who they have on there? Oh, the women's match, Jocelyn. No, too much of a blowout. Who else we got there?
Ivan.
Yes, that's a good one.
That's the match.
That's probably the match I'd show. Yeah. Great fight, great adjustments. If you didn't know anything about anybody, that's pretty cool. But in picking, I love the whole card. I thought it was really great. I was really impressed with Nugo, not surprisingly. You know, I swear his Tourette's helps him. I swear it does. I swear it does. Like, he's so fast. He's so quick, and he's so crazy.
Yeah.
I never seen him spinning like that. I never seen him spinning so quick. He was like out of control, man. Yeah, I mean, we sat around here all day. We loved it. I am really, you know, the reffing needs to be looked at, I think, and I think that it's not like I know the refs, most of them for a long time. They're good guys. I think that the ruling and the overall guidance needs to be at least discussed, like what we're trying to achieve and the way people look at the sport. We have to consider these things as fans, as athletes, as a community, and I think we just need to be a little bit flexible, like in even just our interpretation of the rules of arm wrestling. Like, I have a few major complaints that I would love to see.
Let's go.
Okay, so Why don't we
Because
start with
we
the
just talked about it on Fix because like I
Yeah, and I
also got
missed
those.
it. I missed it. I didn't see it yet. I've been
Yeah.
so busy.
Yeah, because I
I,
had also like few things that I thought like, and I think you said one like would bury the pin. I think
yes,
if referee is looking like the as soon as it gets to it doesn't it the rule is it has to break the line.
break
So
it.
we need to make
Break it.
sure it is a
Yes.
pin, right? You
Yes.
can't be sitting there and looking when it touches the line, and then Armors was like, no, bury the pin. We
I
asked
think
for athletes to bury the pin before the slip, right? Should ask the same thing there.
of course. And I think like I understand from a referee's perspective. I get it. Like and I think that sometimes referees feel a lot of pressure, of course. And I think the referees are they're under some false perception that they have to be like instantaneously making a call. you know. But I think if you just accept as a referee, you can live like 1 second behind the action, you know, like something happens, a second later, you're like, stop, you know, you don't have to be like right there. And I think it was stop, like, no, 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 just relax. If it's a pin, you'll know it. You'll know it. Everybody will know it. And then you just stop. Like, so I think the pressure needs to come down on these refs a little bit because I think they're calling things a bit too quickly. Um, the pin for sure is one of them. We agree. The second one I think is the elbow fouls. Um, I think that there's this thing where they're calling elbow fouls when like any piece of the elbow is leaving the perimeter of the pad, and I just think that that's a mistake. I think it's a mistake for many reasons. I think you really want to. We just want to get away from stopping matches as much as we can without without allowing cheats. And I think if we agree, you got to keep your elbow on the pad. Your elbow is on the pad. Your elbow, if you can feel pad underneath your elbow as an athlete, that should be your key. That should be your cue, not some imaginary line that you can't even feel. Like I feel my elbow underneath the pad. This is not an elbow foul. Um, I think that this makes a lot of sense, and I think it allows a more clear foul. You know. Anyways, this is I just
Running
don't
fouls?
like
You mean running fouls? We should incorporate the running
and running fouls. Yes,
because
but
I
the
think
elbow
that
foul is
stopping the
separate.
action, yeah, stopping the
Yeah,
action is not good. Like it's not
no,
good because then it takes just everything takes too long.
no, and it can be game too. Like people can do all sorts of silly things to get out of matches, and yeah, running fouls. I think at this point, I think there's just too much evidence to show that we need them. We need them. We need running fouls to make arm wrestling even cooler. We need to have a rule set where you're not just calling fouls as quickly as possible, and you also need to really be sure of victory. Nothing is more satisfying to a competitor or to a fan when seeing like a clear, definitive victory. When you're like, you left kind of feeling like the sport didn't do a proper service. Hey, Rabbit, I'm on with Ray. We're 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 complaining about the rules
Hey
right now.
Jody,
Oh, my favorite
hey,
pastime. How are you, my friend? I miss you.
miss you too, miss you too. We're having a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tina said hi. She said to say hi to you
Hey,
both.
Tina.
Yeah,
July 26th, come back to Ottawa.
big
26,
party, big party.
big party. Um,
Um,
the rules, the bury the pin, like for me, and I think for everyone, it would be easier if we would make sure the pins get buried, because then there is no arguments.
right.
Every time, like with Mike, because it's very hard to get Mike on the line, and the referee's looking for that line. As soon as it breaks, they stop, and then there's like the whole shitstorm is coming because some people like it wasn't a pin, it was a pin. Make sure it's a pin every single time, right?
I feel like I'm crazy watching that match. Like I feel like I'm crazy. I watch that match. I watch it super slow. I'm watching the slow mo, and it's as close can be. It's
Yeah.
as close can be. But I'm not convinced that he was pinned. I'm not. And people will be like, "Oh, you're a Vitaly hater." No, man. I'm just saying I didn't see a pin. I didn't see it. So, anyways,
Yeah. Bury the pins.
Bury the pin.
It depends. I
Like
think,
if the elbow's on the pad, like this is the elbow pad.
yeah,
It's not a foul, not a foul, not a foul. It's not a foul. My elbow is still on it. It's still on it, you know?
yeah. I Okay, that's a good point actually. Like I haven't thought about it, but I think there's many things we can fix just to make arm wrestling more watchable. Problem is athletes trying to find like the sometimes the road out, right? You have to,
Yeah.
but we also have to think about the viewers, right? And
Yep.
I think probably the rules will keep on evolving, right? We
Yeah.
will see. I think. What do you think about now about shoulder crossing the line? Because we move the pads closer, so it's so
Listen,
much
in
easier,
my hold on. You said we're moving the pads closer?
didn't we? Didn't not closer, but didn't the pads go up on both directions in all directions? So they
All
are
directions, 1 centimeter.
okay. So they are closer, or did they leave it at the same? I think they are closer.
No. Well, they can be closer. Yes, they can. You can go closer.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Look at I'm fine with shoulder cross center
mhm,
so long as you allow shoulder beneath table. So
okay, this is where we disagree.
I'm fine with it the way it is,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I think that it's the same thing. If you allow the one, you have to allow the other.
Yes, I,
Yeah.
I, I, I do feel like because it is. I remember Lars was pulling, and Lars thought he was in a resting spot, but his shoulder was over the line, and he said like because he knows where the line is. Like you prepare as a presser,
Right.
you know you have to think about the line, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's like
I
everything, every
I I,
evolution creates difficulties. You know.
I don't like to see matches stopped. I know that as a fan of arm wrestling, if I'm watching a match and depending on the positioning, I'd be really upset with that. I think that I think that the reason why they invented that foul is so people aren't slamming their heads together.
Yeah.
You know, because if both guys can cross the line, both guys can move forward with their heads,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
you get a head collision.
yeah,
I think that's why that's
yeah.
I think that's why.
I think
And
it's all gonna take baby steps, right? Maybe one thing at a time, but there's definitely problems. I think looking at the replays all the time, I don't think it's good. I know we want to be fair, but it gets a little bit ridiculous at some point. So I think less replays better. Just everyone has an opportunity 1, 2 times a match to ask for it or something. You can test it. Someone said it like I think Luke or some like you contest it, and if you win, you get it back, right? So you still have 2 times to look if you're right? But you know, I don't know. Like
there's this new sport called freedom arm wrestling, right? Let me tell you about it.
I'm okay, Devin. I'm okay. But yeah, I
Okay.
think with rules, like for me, like the first thing would be bury the pin, like making sure that every pin is a pin, because then there's no ifs and buts or anything, right? Until then, it's always going to be because refs, if it's an intense match, refs are looking as soon as there's a pin, so they stop it, right? Someone's like holding on, like make sure it is a like 100%, like there's no doubt about it. Make a second, right? For
The
me,
worst
wrestling,
mistake, the worst mistake you can make as a referee is calling a pin that didn't happen, calling a foul that didn't happen. Okay, I understand missed pins, missed calls. Don't make stuff up. Don't make up imaginary stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways, enough complaining about the refs because I'm the best ref ever. Really, nobody's ever complained about my reffing.
Not bad, not bad. That's probably true. You said for years that Vitali is the man, that he's the guy to beat Levon and everyone. So if you couldn't beat Levon, why do you think you can beat Vitali?
Well, I'm just so eager to finally find out. I've been ducking him for so long. Like, we're gonna finally find out. It's so great. What a stud, huh? He's good. He's very good. But why did he lose to Dave Chafee, and why did he lose to Hermes Gasparini? I never understood why that guy ever loses. Like, I don't understand how he can lose. I thought, and quite honestly, that match with Michael could have gone very different. That first round stoppage, whatever the fuck that was,
Man,
you
I put
know,
a house on Michael. I put a house on Michael and I lost.
I didn't put a
After
house.
the first one, when Mike
Oh yeah,
stopped him in this kind of
oh yeah,
position, I was
yeah.
like,
Me too. Me too. I was certain. I was like, match is done. Vitali's press is much better than I thought.
and he's tall, right? Long. So there's a big
Yeah.
advantage there. But he was like, we talk about as many, like, he did almost everything wrong. He did everything wrong how you fight Michael Todd and still
Still
won.
did it. Still did it.
That's really impressive. Like, for me, that's probably the most impressive thing on the card. There were a lot of great performances, but with Vitali from the start, he didn't go backwards. He didn't stay in the center. He went sideways, lost his wrist, kept the pronator and transitioned to a from the go. And I was like,
Pretty
it's
awesome.
pretty awesome.
I think Pushkar did something like that to Mike.
Yeah, yeah. But Pushkar was never really for hand control. Never really, he was just,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm going to beat Vitali. I do. I think it's going to be an amazing fight. I think it's going to hurt me a lot. Or not, maybe. I don't know. I am. I'm thinking I'm going to win, Ray. I don't know. I just think. I think the guy is under a lot of pressure, a lot, because he's been hyped up by everybody.
By you.
By me too. Look at
By you.
everybody. By me too. By everybody. Like Vital. Look at if I was going to build a guy. I mean, Vitali's a good pick to start from. He's whether you're talking about his grip, his length. Started when he was a kid. I mean, he ticks a lot of boxes, and now he's getting bigger and stronger. I mean, I just think that he's under a lot of pressure, and I think that deep down, it's like he's a big man, but I think deep inside him, we're all the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
And deep inside him, he has doubts and worries and concerns, like everybody does. And I just think that he knows that I can do things to him that he's really uncomfortable with. I think that he feels like both winning and losing to me are very important. And I think that somehow it's going to just mess with him a little bit. And I think he's going to rush things. I think he's just in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. I think I'll just slowly get into more and more favorable positions. He's strong. He's probably significantly stronger than me. I just think that I'll out arm wrestle him and I'll twist him up, and my strength will be very high that day. It will be stronger than he's felt me on the practice table, And if he can't pin me, I mean, I saw him win against Michael, and that's a great job. But the dimensions that Michael and I have are a little bit different, especially now if you look closely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just getting stronger and stronger as I get older.
I have a feeling you're very excited about this match. Like, it's like probably for you, it is the match, right?
This is the match. This is the match I'm looking at. Quite honestly, I'm still kind of in disbelief. It's a match that I've been waiting for so long. So long, because I saw this guy so long ago. I remember so clearly watching him at WAF when he was in that match for a 10-minute match. And that was my old division. I think it was 100 kilo at the time.
Yep.
Where he just looked at the dude for like 10 minutes, smug, just looking at him. And like, who does that? Who does that at WAF gold medal match? That's incredible. I'm like, this guy is something very special. And then just watching him progress, watching him through the top 8. I've been wanting to pull this guy forever. I knew it was a huge deal when I would face him. And, now he's got this path to Levon. He's been given it. Yet still, for whatever reason, and that's why I was like, oh fuck, they're not gonna give it to me. They're not gonna give it to him. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna keep him fresh for Levon. They're worried. I think that the league has realized that no matter what, it's worth it. You know, let us fight. Let us fight. It'll be good for Vitaly. It's good for the sport. So incredible, man. I get to fight Vitaly Letin.
Yeah, it's also one of those we waited so long, right? And the talks
Big
about
one.
it have been forever.
I promise I will be ready. I promise I will be in a condition and a form that hopefully will rival anything I've put together in the past. And it will be built on this gnarly level of table intensity, this fucking gnarly level of two-handed work from everybody around here, where I'm just so good at having a strap on my hand and just nothing else. Don't ask me to mow the lawn. Don't ask me to open a jar of pickles. Don't ask me to fucking nothing.
Dishes.
That's my one job, you know.
That's your job.
That's my one. It's the one
Did you do it
thing.
today? Will you do it late? You're gonna do it later.
I'm
right?
late. I'll do it tonight. Yeah. But that's it, man. I want one of those all-in moments with Vitaly. There's something special about super heavyweight right-handed arm wrestling. Really, I mean, there's something special about it. Much respect to everybody. Much respect to all the class champions. But that's super heavyweight, and I don't even like to say super heavyweight. I like to say open. I like to say open. The open crown, you know, right hand. It's pretty important to me. Like, for example, like if I was hurting myself, I'd never save myself for another moment. You know what I mean? Would you do that, Ray, if you had a world title?
Of course.
Would
Even
you,
if I wouldn't have a world title, I think I would do it. You know?
Right?
Yeah. I think Vitaly will match the intensity you always wanted to match on the table. I think he is that guy. He will not give up. I haven't seen really Vitaly giving up if he doesn't get injured or anything.
Give up. You're gonna give up, Ray. Give up.
Listen, I think if
You're
you
gonna
don't
give
break
up.
it here, he will.
Oh, I'm
he
gonna
will
break him.
survive.
I'm gonna break him everywhere, Ray. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know, people see me getting beat in practice. I felt everything I need to feel. I know what I feel. I know exactly what I feel.
Information.
I know everything I need to know.
Yeah.
He's gonna learn. That's the thing. Like, he's gonna learn in the match, and that's the thing that's the most interesting, is how he adjusts mid-match and in the consecutive rounds. But Vitaly, you're toast, buddy. If you're watching right now, you're toast. Beat you so badly in front of everybody. One more loser from Russia, along with your fucking other guy. What am I supposed to say? Gdzie Molotok.
Gdzie Molotov?
Gdzie
Molot.
How do you say it?
Gdzie Molot?
Gdzie Molotok.
Molot.
Molot?
Or Molotov, probably. I'm not as great.
Gdzie Molotok, chlopczyk.
Oh. 11 in armies. You seen from Levon? Like he's lifting deadlifts and squats on bicep. We see from armies. Armies probably work really, really hard.
What a match. What a match. World title. I'm having pulled both of them, I have a lot of thoughts about the match. Why don't I start off to be a little bit softer in my presentation? I'll say I've seen Hermes come a long way. You know, his lifts are super impressive. He looks as good as he can, like really good. Like his ability to hammer up, his pronation, super clean, really nice numbers. That's going to be a problem for Levon. Like his strength in those specific angles Really good. Really, really good. And if, where he was last time, he's certainly much more for this attempt. I think that he will be in better shape, stronger, and I think mentally he'll be like better. I think Hermes is going to come in like mentally awesome. Levon. Yeah, Levon is just, and that's the thing that's so crazy is, Hermes can look so good and look so perfect and everything is right. And then it's like, Levon's going to kill him. It's going to kill him. I think Levon is angry. I think Levon doesn't like that, that a lot of people talk about those 2 rounds and the oxygen, and I don't think he likes that Hermes kind of exposed him a little bit there, and that there was talk about, if the rules had been different or they had to call that different, because all those conversations are out there. And Levon is the kind of champion, I think, that is going to I think he's going to come in and make a statement. He looks to me, just with that curl alone, in better shape than I've ever seen him. So that's quite honestly quite terrifying, for a guy who's that good to look like he's in his best shape. I have Levon as the favorite against everybody on the planet until, but that's how it goes. I mean, a champion continues to build up. Everybody falls to something. Levon, I don't know. I really don't know. But I think he's gonna get. I think Hermes is gonna get busted up. I think so. As good as he is, as awesome as he is, I have to think Levon's a heavy favorite. I have to.
Guys, you heard it first. Devon picked Levon, so we know.
Shocker. Shocker.
Shocker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone asked me, like, what is more impressive? Like, if you didn't know who they are, like Hermes lifting for arm wrestling, like those 90 kilos or whatever there, or 60 something, 65 kilo rise, or Levon's 180 kilos. I was like, if they're both non-arm wrestlers, of course the arm wrestling numbers are better for sure, but there are arm wrestlers, right? And we know Levon is like, that is superhuman level of strength there.
That 400-pound curl was crazy.
But I think if anyone right now, anyone can beat Levon, it's Hermes. Just because he has a good knowledge and he prepared. Like, I think after he lost to you, his progress has been crazy. He's embracing this more and some other stuff. And you saw him versus Vitaly Laletin, right? He was great in that match, and I think he's even better than he was there. But it's an awesome match. It's like, it's not so one-sided. Like when Jerry was fighting, a lot of people didn't believe that Jerry had a chance. I thought that Jerry does have a chance, but I still thought that, heavy favorite.
Yeah, not so heavy this time. Hermes is prepared well. This is his second shot. He knows what he was up against the first time. He knows the areas he's got to strengthen. He knows the areas that are vital for his victory. He's got a great chance. It looks like Levon is really, really ready, and a super prepared Levon. It's just so hard for me to conceptualize somebody being the favorite against him. It's just really hard to get my mind where I'm like, yeah, Hermes is the favorite. No, I don't think so. No.
Yeah, it's still, for me, it's Levon, but it's much closer than it was. I think it was closer than last time. It will come down who wants it more, who like they both have to travel, right? So
it's neat, like intergender, interweight class, like decades of experience on the table. Like, you grip up tons of people, like you grip up like people in the 70-kilogram division. You've gripped up with women before. Like, this is kind of what it's like to be Levon. Kind of. I think when he just grips up with people, he's just like, yeah, you're
Someone asked, like, "Am I good?" Like everyone feels the same, dude. Everyone feels the same probably for him, right? The elite
Awesome
guys.
match. I can't wait. I'm going to be right there. I'll probably be able to just sit back and watch that one and enjoy it. I can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times, buddy. So when are we going to get to see you again?
I'm coming to Canada for Mac. Oh, I have a question for you. I have a
Yeah.
real question.
Mhm.
So, Ian is trying to set me up versus you know who.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I want to ask your honest opinion because listen, even though like I feel like my chances of winning is not so great, it's a great match. Probably it will be very long, very tough, very just blah, right? I think it's awesome match. At the same time, it's a 70-year-old guy.
What is he, 73 now?
73, right? So I'm thinking, is it not too much? You know, I don't want to be I really like. I met George.
Yeah.
Met, like he's impressive. He's a big puzzle that for most people. That's a big
He
puzzle.
is.
But
He is.
I don't want to be Dick. I don't want to be
Right.
looked at as. You know what I
No.
mean?
So you know what I would do if I was you to make it really cool and to make it really fun? Um, so look at George is awesome. He's still arm wrestling in the club actively. And everybody I talked to, I haven't pulled with George. Actually, that's not true. I pulled with George at the last Mac event.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. I saw.
and I know that George is not what he used to be. Okay, I know that. I am
Yeah.
certain of it.
Yeah.
But I also will tell you that he is still really good. And what I would say though is I think to make it like kind of fair and fun and interesting, you should give him a slow start because I think that at his age, I think you could probably just whack him. Like I think that he's just a bit older, but I
Okay.
think that if you do a slow start, like where you pressure up on the go and then kind of escalate, now that will be a tough match for you.
Okay.
If that will be tough, and that way, and if you can win that match, I think fair play, fair on you. I think everybody respect that. Um, and who knows? Maybe after one of those, you got to start going fast. you know,
I'll be like not gentleman anymore. Just,
right? Yeah.
yeah, I can
But
do that.
I
Yeah.
think that makes it a lot better. And having practiced and been around George, like I've heard him say that a lot. Like I think he's a little bit leery of the fast starts now.
Yeah.
But he's still like if you can just do yeah. Anyways, I'd love to see that match. That's a great match.
I think it would be because I have great endurance. I'm always
Yeah.
known for endurance. Stylistically, I want hand control. I want pronator control. It's the
Yeah.
opposite of what I will get probably. So there's a puzzle there.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to be. I don't want to be disrespectful to George
No.
in any
Look,
way.
I get it. I get it. I understand. And I mean, it's always tricky going up against older guys like that. But I think that George is still a fighter, and I think he wants to get in there. It's just, I mean, we have to recognize like when a dude is in his 70s, like he's gonna have limitations. And if you want to still make it like somewhat sporting, there might be concessions that have to be made. Like George is no longer winning world titles, and he was like 5 years ago. I'd say even like 5 or 6 years ago at 68. 67, 68, he was still winning Arnolds and stuff, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Listen, if it's still a viable match, like it would be
yeah,
awesome. Right, I just feel
yeah.
like it's awesome because we
Oh,
talked
yeah.
with Ian, and Ian contacted me. He's like, maybe you pull less rounds with him, like best out of like three. So just like so we
Yeah,
just won 2 rounds. He
yeah,
said, "But even those gonna take probably forever." And I said, like,
yeah,
I would pull
yeah,
7, 10, whatever. Right? We can
right.
do just best of three. Right?
Yep, yep. That's cool. A best of three with the slow pull, with the slow start.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. I would do it. I'm absolutely down for it. Absolutely down for it.
Well, you'll have a win over somebody that Travis doesn't have a win over, right?
Yeah. Anyway, you asked me like I'm not gonna be part of EVW anymore. I think and audience, everyone asked me. Uh, I just haven't been talked to, haven't been invited anymore. So everyone can ask them. Like it's not up to me, you know. It's not like I didn't want to be part of the thing that I built, you know.
I'm sure you'll
Uh,
be back, buddy.
uh,
There's a lot going on. I would be certain that they'll want you back. I couldn't imagine.
we'll see, we'll see. I'm doing
Yeah.
fine.
We'll
Like
see.
arm wrestling is in a great place, you know.
Maybe we'll see you there against Samusha.
That's the plan. That's the plan. Just like keep grinding. You know, I have many matches this year, and we'll see. Listen, we're gonna end this, but I want to just. I have just some names here. We
Yeah.
went like 20 pages through this. I'm a professional, you know. And I just want. I'm just gonna give you either one word or two words or a phrase, and you just give
Yeah.
me. What is it? Association. Association.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right. So, pronation.
Mm, the best vector in arm wrestling.
Okay. John Brzenk.
A golden shimmer.
Travis.
Travis. Travis. The reason you hate me. What a great teacher. I learned so much from that guy.
Travis, the reason you hate that's an epic line. Strap.
Yeah, that's arm wrestling right there. Strap. That's my belt. You know, Auden and I have a project right now. We're gonna try and upgrade. We're gonna try and upgrade the strap. But yeah, strap is everything. Strap is arm wrestling.
Okay. Georgia.
What happened in those mountains? What happened in those mountains? I feel like that's got to be one of the grittiest countries. Like victory there means a lot. To win in Georgia, that's quite a feat. I was so happy with my Gennady victory. I'd love to pull Levon in Georgia.
Maybe that happens again. Neil pick up shoes.
Just maybe what is it? The Wicked Witch of the West. Remember, you know, like in Alice in Wonderland when their
Yeah.
shoes curl up.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
almost at a level of Igor Mazarenko shoes. Do you remember Igor Mazarenko's
No,
shoes?
I don't remember. No.
Oh, he had great shoes too.
Okay.
Yeah, Neil is almost at that level. Igor Mazarenko's shoes used to have like the curly tops.
Okay.
The higher level of arm wrestling promoter you are, the curlier your shoes become.
Okay. Rising.
Heaven.
Matt Mask's fingers.
A possible sex toy. To be sold at Temu and other stores near you.
Family.
What I hope we all become.
Arm wrestling.
Family.
I knew that's gonna be the answer. This.
You did that on purpose.
Of course. Quitting.
Winning?
Quitting.
Quitting. Oh, quitting. Oh, you fucking loser.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't believe that. It's still, everybody I'm talking to, I'm like, yo, that's fucked up, right? Like, I love those guys. I really do. But it's eating at me. It's eating at me. Like, you don't quit. You certainly don't quit when you're on the doorstep. You don't quit on the doorstep. Yeah. Was that vague enough? Was that cryptic enough?
That's cryptic.
That our hardcore fans will know what I'm talking about.
Shawarma.
Oh yeah, just right, 2 blocks away. Probably the perfect refeed. Shawarma, the perfect refeed.
That's it. The last one. Okay. The last thing. This time I'm gonna give you. So there's 2 words. You have to fill in the first slot. Okay. The second one is dog. The first one is. I even said it cryptically, like, how good am I? You know? Oh.
That's so funny.
Uh, listen, I just saw there's a bunch of super chats. We quickly gonna go through some of them because some of them
Yeah.
are like congratulations. Hey Devon, Durham Gators of Canada, you got this. Uh, is Devon serious about no weight for prepping or trolling? No weight for prepping or trolling. I think he's serious.
Serious.
Lion Pride, Devon, did you see some matches from Pride 2 event?
Very nice. Very nicely done. Super professional.
Did you see
Um,
Sandris and Petar Celic?
I did not. I did
You
not.
didn't watch
I've been
that one.
so busy, but
Yeah.
I did see some of their highlights, and I was really impressed. I thought they looked like an awesome show. I have to watch it still. I've been so busy, but congratulations, buddy. Looks like you put on a very nice show.
Yeah. Yeah. GB19 isn't 5 weeks short to prep for Vitali after Alex?
I'm prepping right now for Vitaly.
Exactly. Do you think, this is Ben, do you think you're gonna crack the wrist of Vitali and hold him in a center?
I will crack the wrist of Vitaly. Whether I hold him in the center, yeah, eventually I'll hold him in the center. Yeah.
Yeah. Christopher Robin, I know this is off topic, but Devon, did you ever get the chance to work with Cleve Dean?
Never. No.
Royal 7 as Devon, why are you so bad at predicting matches?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm so bad. I don't know whether it's something with my psychology or I watched that movie Moneyball, and maybe it has something to do with that. Like maybe it's actually the loss that I'm looking for. I don't know what's the matter with me, but you'd think I would know better. Terrible at betting. Terrible at it. That's why I guess I started a betting well, no, it's staking.
Yes.
Terrible.
Devon, still think Vitali can press through your King's move? That's Mr. Brain Junkie.
He's not going to be pressing through my King's move. He's going to be trying to press through my hook. So I'll crack his wrist with a King's, and then when he comes to press, I'll meet him in a hook. And that's terrible.
Okay. The rest of the ones, we thank you guys for super chats for supporting. We kind of answered already. Thank you, Devon. I know I took a lot of your time. It was super fun. It was awesome.
Always good to catch up, buddy.
Yeah.
You guys can come back and hang out with us anytime. We love you here.
I'm planning. Probably. Listen, if I'm pulling George, I need you in my corner. I'm sorry, but I need you. I'll pay you like $20. $20.
That's in August, yeah. I don't know where I'm going to be for that date. There's a chance. I've been invited a couple places. It would be very still. You know, it's right. September.
I think it's September.
Oh, that's better if it's September.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. If it's September, that makes me happy. I thought it was August. So that's great. That's good.
And I think it's in Ottawa. I think they're planning Ottawa.
I know. It's great. I don't know why I thought it was the last weekend in August.
Mm-hmm. Will be awesome.
It is in September. You know that?
He said like end of August, start of September. That was the last information Ian gave me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have some other events, and I said like, can I plan this before? And he said yes. So yeah. Anyway, Devon, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in. What we always say, Devon, stay strong
and love slut dog. Armwrestling, right?
That's too much. That's too much. Bye, guys. Thank you.